Yeah, yep. Welcome to the podcast. Today on the podcast is Mark Whitlock. Peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm good with you, fam. How's everything with you?
Life is good. Life is good. Explain this clothing that you got on real quick. What are we wearing
Oh,
right
oh,
now?
this is actually my merch. This
Okay.
is everything meticulous. So that's my little sign off that I put on everything in front of my music, in front of some of my music videos. It's just everything meticulous,
Okay.
and that is a title my wife gave me. She is definitely um, pinpointed some of my more annoying for her sometimes, but finer points in myself. And then, she just kind of like, oh, you extra meticulous with everything. And so my homeboy, rest in peace, Shy, like he, as we were working together, he just started, kind of teasing me in the same vein. He started saying everything meticulous on everything. Anytime I
Mm.
got zeroed in, he was like, yes, this nigga, everything meticulous. So it just kind of stuck. So that's my merchandise.
Tell me about that. Where does it come from? Because I know artists are that way to begin with.
Absolutely.
Some of them are a little bit more loose with how they do things, but
Right.
certain ones like they like to fine tweak things. You hear the Pharrells, the Dr. Dre's, the DJ Quicks, and
That
guys
part.
like that. Yeah. So tell me where it came from.
So it definitely came from being in music. So not only do I rap, studio engineer, videographer, photographer, editor, all the things that you got to be this day and age to be a musician. So it just kind of came from that. So I had this notion. I'm glad you brought up Pharrell, Dre, and Quick. These different types of meticulous producers and
Hmm.
engineers
Hmm.
in the lunacy of my mind, as I got into studio engineering, I was like, I can make my studio sound like it's their studio.
Ooh.
Well, in order to make that happen, because I don't have the same budget that they have,
Hmm.
I got to really pay attention to every individual EQ. What compressor am I using? How does that work? What kind of reverb do they use? Let me really dial in and listen closely. And from that, I started really diving into my mixes, like scrutinizing everything. So from there, from engineering, it went to videography, learning how to do that, self-taught, uh, Photoshop, learning how to do that, and then just really diving in and understanding what it is I'm working with. So that's really where it derives from. Is in my mind, I can do the things that these people with billions of dollars can do. I have more time to do it since I ain't got the money. So you either got time or you got money. I ain't got
Yes,
money,
sir.
so I got the time.
Yes, sir. You gotta choose one. You
Yes,
gotta fight
sir.
one of fight one of those battles. All right. So let me get into that. You said Photoshop and videography.
Mhm.
Was that, and you also said time. So does that come from a necessity, having to figure out, hey, I don't have nobody else to do it, so let me work on doing this by myself, or have my wife involved, or one of my closest friends? Did it come
Yeah.
from that, or was it just something that you just say, I'm gonna just do it anyway? I'm independent
it
that way.
it was out of it was out of necessity and out of curiosity, like a bit of a control freak as well. So
Mm.
necessity, I didn't have the funds to make it happen. I actually was recording with a friend, neighborhood friend of mine. He went on to I'm not gonna name drop. He went on to be involved with somebody that just blew up, not
Okay.
overnight, but he got massive success. And he told me, like, dude, you sound like you know what you're doing, so you might as well just start building your own studio. So
Mm.
I started building my own studio and cutting my teeth on that, and that turned into a little business. And I was recording all my friends, and I just became the guy people came to get one cheap work, and two I can learn how to manage my craft. So it was necessity and just wanting to be in full control of what it is I produce.
Want to be self-sufficient and say, I got it.
Absolutely.
If it don't go my way, then it won't go no other way.
Pretty much long and short of it. Yeah, that part.
So let me ask you this type, because I don't know if you got businesses that you probably run. Are you one of those type of guys that micromanage, my guy?
No, I
Okay.
actually hate micromanaging. I won't work with somebody if I got to micromanage you. I was a self starter. So people who work with me, they need to be able to pick it up the same way I do. If
Gotcha.
you need me to give you a little bit more influence and a little bit more management. All right, cool. This is what you do here. You're asking me for it. I'm not about to be over your shoulder. Like, no, do it like this. No, do it like that. Because, and I say this to all my like, young engineers too. We don't have the same set of ears. You're
Very
gonna
true.
hear something I
Ooh,
don't hear.
you
So
talking?
I could, you know what I mean? I could tell you everything that I do to make this mix sound like this. but it won't sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I look like trying to get you to replicate me? There's only one me and there's only one you. So please make it sound like you. I'll give you all the tools, but figure it out. You know what I
So
mean? I don't want to. I hate micromanaging because I hate when people micromanage me. So yeah, I'm not gonna
it's
do it to nobody else.
and the same can be said going back to those same producers we were just mentioning. DJ Quick had drum kits and drum packs early on before anybody else did, and,
Absolutely.
and he gave them to Dre. You know what I mean?
Right.
He told Dre,
Right.
he's like, no, you can have them. I'll go make some more drum packs. Like I can do that.
That
And when you
part.
listen to those drums of Dre and you listen to those drums of Quick, you know, you can hear the similarities, but you know, like, okay, I know what that is, and I know how that happened, right?
That part. There's a
So for
different hand
you,
involved.
yeah, yeah. So for you, your ear hears something different, like you said. Mine hears something different. And I tell people all the time, I'm not hearing what y'all hearing. I hear something way deeper, way different. I hear
Right.
I may hear a reverb. I may hear sounds that you don't hear. I may hear clarity. There's a lot of things that may happen with my ears that may not happen with somebody else's ears. And I can't explain it. I cannot explain it to you because there's no way to really explain what I'm hearing unless I hear it. You understand what I'm
That
saying?
way. That
Right.
way.
And then when I do hear it, I go, did you hear that? And they go, no, I didn't hear it. And they got to go back and play it 10, 12 times before
Right.
they finally catch on to what it is. And it's like, well, for me, I heard that on the first or second try.
But here's what's dope about that though. Like when I sit with somebody who doesn't hear the same thing I hear, I might hear something that they hear that I don't.
Hmm.
And then vice versa. But I love when in perfect example, I sit in my shop to get my homegirl shop to get braided.
Hmm.
We'll listen to whatever's current. And as she's braiding my hair and she's bopping, I'm like, oh damn, that's a Biggie sample. And she goes, what? It's like, yeah, hear the bass line.
Hmm.
And then she'll go like, no, I didn't hear that. All right, hold on, run it back. And then when she hears it, she goes, damn, I can't hear it no other way now. I was like, exactly. It's like
Yeah.
it's a burden.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's
Hmm.
like sitting in the movie and seeing the mic boom drop down. Like damn, I can't watch this movie no more
Yo,
because now I'm critiquing it.
so one of the guys in the group, right? 606. If you were watching a movie with him and a movie gets to become mundane or it's terrible,
Yeah,
I shouldn't even say terrible. If it's not working out the best,
yeah,
he'll start picking out the landscape. He can tell you where the landscape is from. He'll start
yeah,
breaking down a whole movie right there. He won't necessarily say nothing to you, but he'll actually you see this. Hey, do you see
yeah,
that? You know, hey, did you recognize this? Are you recognizing that? And as you're picking up on it, you start going, yo, no, did you see that? And then you see that, and it's like, oh shit. He's like, no, I didn't catch that one, right? And but
yeah.
it's having that eye in that ear for everything that you're seeing there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand that because they're not. So years ago, I learned to be aware is to be alive, right? So a
Yeah,
lot of people are not aware of everything that's happening around them, all the time.
true.
They don't see it until you show it to them.
Yeah.
And to be on another subject, I'm gonna say this real quick. I hate when you show something to people and they act like they knew it the whole time,
Yeah.
right? You
I
get what I'm saying, my guy?
the yeah, those
And they start,
people are annoying.
yeah, and then they act like they better than everybody else in the world once they know it. And I was like, no, dog, you still who you are. It don't change nothing about you. You
Right.
still the same person that you were, bro. Like stay in the same lane. Now you just got some new information. Now proceed with it accordingly, like and go back to doing what you was
Yeah.
doing before. You understand what I'm saying?
It's weird when you try to put people up on game on something you know they ain't got, and then when they act like it, you go, okay, well, let's see if you see it next time, and they don't. I think people are too on a high horse just to
Hmm.
be sunned by someone who might either be the same age, a little bit younger, but it's like, yo, you can gain so much if you just open your perspective just a little bit. Like it's not gonna hurt you to learn some new information that
It's
you didn't
not.
know or admit that you didn't know it.
Yeah.
That was one thing my big homie told me when I first did my first Live Nation event. I was doing sound pressure meter readers.
Okay.
And when I came on board, I was nervous as hell. And I called my big homie. I said, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you give me some pointers? He said, listen,
Mm.
when you get on set, don't act like you know everything. In fact, if you don't know something, say you don't know it.
Say it, bro. Just say that you don't
Say
know.
you don't know it.
Because it'll save you a lot of hurt and pain when they
Yeah.
ask you to do something and you don't know how to do it, and then
Oh
you
my God.
stuck in that moment and you trying to figure it out. And they're like, "Yo, are we? Did we tell you to do this?
Yeah.
It's on you now."
Right. Exactly. That's one of the taking it all the way back. That's why I
Hmm.
don't micromanage.
Hmm.
I want to see what you know. What do you know how to do? You might know how to do something I don't know, and you can teach me something. But if I see that you faking the funk, all right, hold up. I'm gonna call you out right quick. Like I have I don't want to call him out and say his name, but I have an
Don't do it.
engineer on staff with me, and he runs front of house music, and I'm teaching my interns how to wrap cable because that's the first thing you learn how to do when you on the sound team. So I'm like, whoever can beat me wrapping cable, I'll buy you lunch. And I noticed everybody did it except my engineer. I'm like, yo, you didn't get involved. He was like, oh, I'm letting the young ones take it. I'm like, okay, wrap this cable up. And then he started, but it wasn't. I'm like, okay, you don't actually know how to. All right, let's take a second, teach you how to wrap this cable because
Get
you
over
cannot be
arm.
my front of house. Yeah, no, he didn't do this because if he did this, I was gonna fire his ass.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
hell no.
Okay.
But it's a
Okay.
different process to wrap cable,
Okay.
audio cable, and all that. But if you don't know how to do something, say you don't know, and apply that across the board, not just in music, not just in your creativity, in life. If you don't know how to do something, just say it
Just
because
say it,
it'll
bro.
save you so. Like you said, it'll save so much hurt and so much embarrassment.
Yep. Yep. And to keep you from, that embarrassment sitting around looking like, okay, you know that part, but do you know the details that go with all of that shit?
That way.
Uh, that comes with everything that you're saying. Because if I leave you alone to go do this and I go on to another project, I need to know that you can go do it by yourself
Oh
without me
man.
standing over your shoulder. And then when I come back to you, are we gonna be okay when we on a set or something, or when we're recording and the music go out and we say, well, who's charged? Who was in charge of the cable?
Yeah.
Wait, who was in charge of the sound stage? Who did the hookup for that,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
But you told me that you could do it though. So now
Yeah.
we
Right.
now we going live, or we 5, 15 minutes right in front of when it's supposed to happen, and
Ooh.
we sitting here looking at you, waiting for you to fix it, and you standing there looking at me in my fucking face.
Man, that's a great way to get cussed out by your superior. Like in
Easy.
front of everybody. I got
Easy way to get cussed out.
easy way.
Easy way. And then get fired.
Yes.
Just
In the
because
same breath.
just because of the embarrassment and the extra work that has to be done by a whole team or one individual to correct the mistake that you did.
That part. Yo, it's some of the most annoying things in the world when I see
Bruh,
people do something like that, and it could have been avoided.
don't I
It
know it?
could have been avoided.
Don't I know it, bro? Don't I
Yes,
know it?
sir.
Take me back. Take me back. Live Nation. How did you get hooked up with that demonstration, brother?
Man, that was man, luck of the draw. Really, my wife's father, my father-in-law, he was the regional director for Parks and Recs
Okay.
in Los Angeles County, and one of the parks that he ran, Live Nation wanted to use their park for what was it called, Hard Summer, and
Okay.
part of the deal he worked was getting me on board. And
Mm.
I said, wow. And at the time it was very new. Like I was very new in my relationship. We weren't even engaged, nothing. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend. And he found out I did music and I know sound. So he's like, if I put you on this team, can you do it? Yeah, sure. Why not? Who's gonna turn down the opportunity like Live Nation? So that's how that came to pass. And that was probably one of the better gigs that I had. 3 days of watching everybody rave out and do it. Now, there were some at the time, Mustard had his own stage. He wasn't that big at the time, but he did have his own stage at the concert. And then the night closed out with the Migos. That's when all the problems actually happened because there was a noise ordinance in place. We couldn't go past a certain dB level, and as soon as they step on stage, bass through the roof, and
Mm.
all the complaints came in. But yeah, it was a great little experience just to be able to walk around and see the environment, seeing everybody having a good time. Sometimes having a little bit too much fun, but it was a good experience.
Dope, dope. I like to hear that. So was it like a neighborhood area or
Yeah, it was in a neighborhood. It was
okay?
residential. I can't remember the city right now. I wish I could tell you. It was definitely um, out in the sticks in the back. So California, South Central Los Angeles, and they were in. Damn, I wish I could remember the park right now. It was a
I,
little bit ago.
I
It
do
was a
know
little
I,
while
I
ago.
I do know in certain cities, townships, towns, counties, or whatever,
Yeah,
it's a decibel level that you can reach, right? Some of them
yeah,
don't have one because they never had any real trouble with the music or whatever.
of course.
But if it's not like the decibel level, sometimes it's the hour in which that you can play music
Right.
at you know what I mean? So
We
certain
definitely
places
had
do
the hard
operate
cut
that
at
way.
11.
Okay.
11 o'clock, everything had to stop.
Everything
So
had
they
to
got
stop.
on stage at about 10:25. They were a little late too. And they went over. So it was definitely an issue. But our decibel level was 10, our decimal level cap was 105. We kept it pretty much at like 102. I'm sorry, 105 K weight.
Okay.
And we kept it around 103. Sometimes it bumped up to 104, but when the Migos got on, it was like at 107,
Mm.
rattling
Rattling.
windows. Oh, it
I
was
bet it
crazy.
was. I bet
Yeah.
you. I bet you that the neighborhood started shaking. They were like, "Get these Negroes
Yes.
out of
Yes.
here immediately, man! Get them out of here now!"
That's
And
absolutely what happened.
and certain spaces, bro, depending on where you go, they just cut them. They cut the cord. Turn it off.
Oh yeah, then
Cut it
now
off
the
now.
cops would have came and done that. It had it gone on a little too long. I
Mhm.
think they only went over 15 minutes past 11 o'clock. But if they had kept going, the cops would have came and said, "Yeah, no, we got to cut this. We got to cut all audio feeds."
All right, let's go back even further.
Yeah,
Where you from?
I'm from Inglewood, California,
Born and raised.
born and raised.
Okay. All right. So
Yes,
coming
sir.
up in the music, did it start in church? Did it start as listening to jazz? What was your early upbringings in music?
My early upbringing in music was listening to my mom and dad sing to each other in the car,
All
going
right.
on the way to school. That was my earliest involvement with music. Every Saturday, listening to Motown while we cleaned up the house. Then every Christmas, there was the Motown Christmas CD. My dad bought me what's my name? Dude's name? Quincy Jones, Back on the Block.
Mm.
Then he bought me. Now, if I went back and listened to it the other day with my wife, the raps was mad corny, but I still love it. I still love it. But yeah, it was Quincy Jones, Back on the Block, and then my dad bought me MC Hammer, Hammer Don't Hurt Him.
Okay.
And my first album I bought myself was Mac 10 based on the true story. And then West Side Connection after that.
Okay.
But then I that's when I started diving into my headphones a whole lot more. And I wrote poems and I wrote short stories.
Mhm.
My cousin read one of my poems and he said, "You should rap." I didn't take it too serious. I just like, all right, whatever. And then one day, my little brother and his friend, after we was in middle school, I think I was about seventh grade, and he was in the fifth. I came home from school and they were rapping on a karaoke machine. And they said, "You freestyle." So I started freestyling. They were like, "Oh, you could do this." I said, "Oh, I was just hungry. So I was rapping about food." So it kind of matured from there. And here we are now. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got going.
Dope, dope, dope. All right. You mentioned Quincy Jones, bro,
Yeah.
and I got to take it there because
Okay.
I don't hear his name a lot
Oh, what?
when we talk about great producers, right?
He's the GOAT.
Okay.
The
Okay. So talk to me about that, man, because I hear when we mention producers, we're talking about the guy who wrote and produced Fly
Yeah.
Me to the Moon when they allegedly went to the moon and Frank Sinatra sang it,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We talking
Right.
about the guy who produced Michael Jackson's albums,
All time hits. All time hits.
right?
The
We
only
talking
person that argued with Michael Jackson about something.
and
And
got
Michael
away with it.
Jackson ended up being right. And it ended up being right.
And got away with it too, though. Told him, "Hey,
Yeah.
Mike,
Absolutely.
we gonna make it sound like a crash at the beginning of the song." He's like, "No, I don't want it to sound like a crash. It's gonna mess up how I come in." He said, "No, Mike, it's gonna
Man.
sound like a crash." So, all right, if it work, it work.
And it worked. And it worked. But Quincy Jones, man, like I said, my introduction into him
Hmm.
was Back on the Block. And then I started learning that he was producing all of Michael Jackson's music.
Hmm.
I didn't understand the gravity of that until I watched The Wiz. When I watched The Wiz, and I lit all those songs still hold a deep place in my heart. You couldn't tell me Quincy Jones wasn't the best producer ever at that point, because it's anything he touched became timeless. And he just that's a genius level of thinking, besides the performers, but somebody who can hear an orchestra from a simple note is we need that back. We need that type of thinking to be exploded when it comes to music. One of the big things I don't like about where hip hop is right now, musically, is it's too simple.
Mm.
I'm not mad at
Ooh. Yeah.
the simplistic production, but it's monotonous. It's like you found a good loop and didn't expand on it. Play with the chord structure. You can still have musicality behind some of these bars. I mean, just look at Wu Tang and what RZA did. Look at what De La Soul was doing with them. It
Mm.
was simple, but they made it stretch. Fucking Primo, DJ Premier has some of the most
We know when it's
basic.
him.
Yeah,
We know when it's
absolutely,
him.
absolutely. He had the basic loops, but
But
you never got bored.
no, and he switches his style up. You know, we know it's that boom pap, but he
Yes,
does it in different ways. Alchemists, they do it in different ways. They flip it
Alchemist,
inside out. Yeah.
fuck Mad Lib, fuck
Timberland,
Odyssey,
all of
Timbo,
them.
and of
We know
course
their
we have to
signature.
mention the great Dilla.
Yes. Ooh, yes, sir.
Dilla
Yes,
was just, I mean, rest in
yes,
peace,
sir.
D'Angelo just passed, but
Rest in peace,
Brown Sugar. I
D'Angelo.
mean, we wouldn't have not Brown Sugar Voodoo. We wouldn't have that without Dilla.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's these type of expansive minds that can take a simple concept and make it go so much deeper than we actually are ready for. And Quincy Jones was the quintessential goat of that.
I think a lot of people forget to mention him, my brother, because what he did was so astronomical, and
Yeah,
his width of time that he had to produce and do such great bodies of work,
absolutely.
it expands every genre
Yes.
of music that we have, right? So when you look
Yeah.
at him, you go, well, Michael Jordan, we put Michael in a separate category from everybody. So when we do music, we put Quincy over here by himself,
Oh
and
yeah.
everybody else just goes in a one, two, three, four category or a Mount Rushmore, right?
Right.
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 It's kind of like that thing when I sit there and I think about uh Quincy Jones. And let me say this also, when we talk about it, I think we, at least me, I think of the Isley brothers in the same
Mm.
vein, right?
My
We
man.
talking about guys whose music is rock and roll, jazz, and R&B all in one, and it
Yeah.
expands from 1950 to currently.
I'm gonna say to now, like they still releasing
That's
music.
that's all
Yeah,
I'm
to
saying.
now.
So when you say the greatest of whatever, these are people's names who have to be mentioned. We can't let
Have to.
time go by and pass us without saying and giving these guys their flowers, because these guys are great and awesome at what they did, and we wouldn't have a culture in the music to latch on to and reproduce and make money off of if it wasn't for them and what they did to
Absolutely.
begin with.
100%. And I think you said it right. Give them their flowers. Added note to that, while they can still smell them, because we do a great job, especially in the Black community, of remembering their greatness after they've passed.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of these people are still Earth, Wind, and Fire. A lot of these people are still
Ooh, I
here.
forgot about
Oh
a
yeah,
big reminder.
yeah. Come
Salute to
on,
Earth,
man.
Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Salute to the Gap Band. You know,
I was
can't.
just, I was that was gonna be the
Yeah,
next thing I said was the
I'm
Gap
with you.
Band, bro.
I'm with you. I'm with
Charlie
you. It's
Wilson's still here, bro. Like
still here,
he's
still
still
kicking.
killing shit. So
Hmm.
it's like a lot of these names are still here for us to give them their flowers, show them their reverence. And when we mention a lot of these names, it doesn't have to be in past tense. It doesn't have to be like, oh man, you used to. No, they did, and it's around for you to listen to, and they can still do that same thing. They performing it, and let me keep it going here too. I want hip hop to get past this threshold of why you still rocking at 50, why you still rocking at 55. I'm sorry, I want to keep rocking until I can't.
Until I can't. That's the
It's
whole
still I
point of being
can't
an artist and having artistry, is you want to do something until you empty your tank and you can't give anymore.
that way. That way. My
That's what I
brother,
thought it was about.
that's what it's supposed to be about. My older brother has an album out right now. He called Die Empty, talking about
Mm.
that same concept. Like
Fire.
pour it all out. Because when you leave, you can't take, well, I was about to release this one album, it was gonna be dope. That sucks. And then all these posthumous albums, I rock with a lot of them, but it starts to get to a point of exploitation after a while because it's like they didn't release it for a reason.
Yep.
Why are we putting it out?
Yep.
I would want them at their best, not something that you just think they would be cool with.
Why couldn't we appreciate that brother, sister, or band while they were here before they died? Why did we have to wait till they died to release this music?
Man,
When you knew they had 2 to 3 albums left, sitting that needed production or cutting, editing, anything
yeah,
like that. Why did you wait? You know what I mean? Even if there was a business decision to kind of hold them back, or whatever, why didn't y'all fix that and work on coming up with a solution that made sure that everybody got to hear this music because we want to hear these artists and we want
yeah,
to hear how good they are. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And it sucks, man. So going back to that, I want to speak on that as well, right? I
Mm-hmm.
did this with DJ Pocket and another brother that's my co-host, 606. So
Yeah.
DJ Pocket came on the podcast and I asked him, what do you think about the ageism in hip hop? And I asked different guests about this. So I'm gonna ask you about it too.
Mm-hmm.
And my thoughts on it was, well, we know the industry doesn't like artists in rap. I'm not talking about the rest of the genres. I'm saying in
Right.
rap. We know that they don't like anybody past that 35, 40-year-old age because some of these guys stick around and they get the game to the young boys. And the young boys end up being better independent artists or better businessmen. And they want to
Right.
force these guys out because they're trying to say, you don't have anything else to say. Well, actually, I do. I'm still alive and I'm 40 years old. I made it
Right.
further than a lot of these guys' careers ever going to get.
That part.
So, what do you feel about how they treat artists, especially in the hip hop field, when it comes to ageism?
So I agree with you. The industry machines at work do make it their point to age out older artists. Like you said, they're well, let me go here. They don't have any more longevity within them, meaning they can't control you anymore. Once you got some information,
Hmm.
it's hard for you to tell me something else because I've gotten the game. It's hard for you to pull that wool over my eyes and put something in my face that says, "Ooh, shiny." Like it's not gonna work anymore. I got other things I got to worry about. I got other responsibilities. Somebody who's younger doesn't have as many responsibilities. Got way more time on their hands to fuck around and find out. At 40 plus, we ain't got no more time to fuck around and find out. Either we get into the chicken or we doing this just because we want to. So you can't play with me like that. Now, as far as the other side of it, we do it to ourselves because a lot of the younger generation is like, oh man, this is I can't get with this. I don't understand it because they don't have the patience to hear. They don't have the patience. They don't have the wisdom. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I think that that intrigue is gone, and that I think that's a disconnect from the older to the younger. Because for me, I looked up to a lot of my OGs because they fed back into me. I think a lot of the older generations, at least we're the older ones now, fucking 40. Damn, I
Yeah,
didn't even think about that.
yeah.
We don't feed back to the young ones and take interest in what they're doing.
Mm-mm.
Some of the stuff they doing is dope. It's misguided. It's like I love the melodic direction. I just wish you were saying something. I just wish you feel it ain't even gotta be extra deep. Tell me what you're going through right now. I get the manifestation of things like the I want this to come. I want this to come. We all have done that. But at a certain point, what are you going through right now? What is your perspective on what's happening? Now take that and tie it in with the shit you're doing because you have the potential to be dope. And I think if we kept feeding into our younger generation like that, I think the bridge will be gapped. But ageism in hip hop
Yes.
is greatly due to the machines at play because we can't control the older ones no more. We hence we got AI artists. We got artists that have no face, have no body, and they don't even control the voices that they have. Okay, that's perfect instrumentation that we can use. Look at what Timbaland's doing. I'm so disappointed in that. But
Oh, oh. Keep on going, and then we're gonna go back to that. We'll come back to
yeah,
that.
no, we'll go back to that. But
Finish that, and then we'll go back.
but the younger, like you said, once we start feeding into the younger generation of what we know, because what we got was passed down from the older, then you can't manipulate these young ones no more. You can't manipulate them because we're forgetting what hip hop derived from. It's our story. It's our newspaper. It's what we had to survive. It's this busted turntable hooked up to this busted speaker, hooked up to the fifth story power line, and we rocking this party with the basic instruments that we have. And I just want you to have a good time. we are forgetting that message, and the younger ones need to get that message by the dozens. Like that's the ageism is always it's always been around, and then sometimes it's tongue in cheek. But right now, it's like at a all time high where it's like, nah, I don't want to mess with anything that sounds old. I don't want to mess with
Yeah,
anything that sounds
yeah.
young.
You hear a lot of these guys, the younger guys, going, I don't want to hear none of that
Yeah,
boom bap shit. It's like,
and
wait,
that's
what?
disappointing,
Like that, yo, that's where your whole sound derives
man.
from.
That's what we
And
came with.
let's speak on that as well, right? Let's cover this real quick.
All right.
Man, when y'all out here listening to this music and y'all say this boom bap shit, the boom bap shit is what got you where you are. What you're doing now is a basic format of music that doesn't take as much as anything else does. It's
Mm.
not as difficult to do because you all are using a BPM that's just higher. And some of you guys are actually working. Zaytove and you guys are really dope at what you
Oh
guys
yeah,
do.
yeah.
You know, some of you
Zaytoven
guys,
is doing
yeah,
his
some
thing.
of you guys are really fly at it, but some of you all have just as basic formulas as a boom bap rap.
Right.
And the fact that you all are hushing that off and pushing it to the side is an under it gives an understanding that you don't really do the research on the music that you're currently doing and where your music comes from.
You know what I also think? Because I agree with you completely. You're not doing the
Mm,
research, you're not doing your homework, and you're not giving reverence to the past.
mm.
But what I also think is they scared to really be called to the table. One of the big things that my big homies
Talk
used
about
to
it.
do was, oh, you rap? All right, spit something right now. If you couldn't do it, no, you not a rapper.
Mhm.
If I tell these little young boys, hey, rap on this beat right here. Oh no, that ain't fly. That ain't what. Okay, well then you don't rap because you it don't have to be the dopest thing you've ever done. But if you can't get on any beat, then what are you doing? You're not exercising your tool. One of the it was on Red Man and Method Man had this little prank show where they pranked Ludacris to
Yeah,
rap over a frog beat.
crazy.
It was a trash beat. But Ludacris,
But
you could
Luda's
tell he
just
comes from that cloth because he was like, fuck it, we in the booth. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Do the frog sounds. Like he
ribbit.
like, all right, fuck it. This is what this is what we on. I'm gonna make it sound good. I don't remember how it sounded, which lets me know it probably wasn't that great. But
It was
it's the
okay. It
challenge.
was an okay verse. That beat was just like,
Oh, it's trash. The beat
oh
was
my
trash.
God. It was I didn't want to say it, but God bless Reddit Meth, man. Look, it
Yeah,
was
but
terrible, man.
they knew it was
And
trash.
y'all was
That's why they
fucking
did
around. Y'all
it.
was fucking
Right,
around, man. But it hurt my heart. And Luda was trying so hard to really write to that beat.
yeah,
He's like, man, he was like ribbit. You know, he's like, wait, what? And he was trying to
right.
write to the ribbit and everything. And then it was offbeat. I was like, oh my God. And his
I
verse was
was
decent. It came
I
out
was
okay.
clowning. It was great, but it's that type of challenge, that
Yeah.
type of can you step up to the bar and
And
when the
ooh.
can you step up to it? And if you
Mm.
can't, all right, bet that not was what the freestyle cipher was. If you don't do it today, you can come back next week. You can come back tomorrow, try it again. Just because you lost today don't mean you lost forever.
It
And I
don't.
think a lot of the younger generation are just, and I'm gonna say it, you're scared to jump on these boom baps and do what you're supposed to do.
Scared
If you're
and
not
soft.
scared, prove me wrong.
Scared and soft, bro.
Right.
Scared and
That
soft.
part. Because they got
Because
participation trophies.
yeah, we didn't do participation trophies in that era. It
No.
was either you could rap or you couldn't rap. And if you was all right, they just say, all right, well, you got to stand over there and you come back harder or
Yep.
jump back in and take your ass whipping like everybody else is until you get better.
Yeah.
Right?
And that was
Now these
how it went.
now these motherfuckers they want participation trophies for getting their ass whooped or just standing there and being a part of a crowd. And it ain't work that
No.
way. Like
Mm-mm.
in my era, like you don't nobody gives a fuck about your third place. Nobody gives a fuck about your fourth place.
No.
You know what
It's
I
either,
mean?
that's why I love Ricky Bobby. You either first or you
You
last.
either first or you last. And that's that, and it's not to say that everybody's gonna be first. It's just to say that goddamn, at least compete, motherfucker. Like stand
At
up,
least.
show up.
At least
Show up and do what
compete.
you're supposed to do. And if you're not gonna do that, then shut the fuck up and get out the way and let some other niggas that want to really do it jump up
Bruh.
here and let them spit. Let them do what they supposed to do.
Ooh, and that takes me here.
All right, talk.
Since when did it become okay to spit somebody else's verse?
Mm.
Like that feels like the coup de grace, like that is the ultimate suicide to your career. You're not supposed to spit somebody's verse. One, that's unheard of. You don't do that. Two,
Plagiarism.
plagiarism at its finest. Even if somebody wrote it for you, out there, excluding Dr. Dre, because I was so disappointed when I found out that wasn't him rapping. But
And
that's a
it
longer
never was.
story.
It was net. Wait, this. It was never Dre
It was
writing.
never Dre writing. It was never Dre writing.
Never
No,
Dre writing.
I didn't know that for the longest, and when I
Okay.
found out, I was crushed. I was crushed.
I just wanted to make
But
sure that you knew that. Yeah.
not only is it not your words, it's not your story.
Mhm.
If you don't have a story to tell in hip hop specifically, if you don't have a story to tell, step aside and let somebody else tell a story that you can rock with. It's okay to be that. You don't got to, well, I just want to be an entertainer. Well, then don't get into hip hop
Ooh.
because we're about truth tellers. That's what we about.
The other
So
part about
I just want to put that
the
out
other
there.
part about hip hop is not just telling the truth. It was about originality.
That too. Yes,
It
sir.
was about originality. Remember, they used to say you can't be jocking my style or copying me or being a biter.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh, Biter
mean?
was oh,
That was
that was the
forsaken,
worst.
bro.
Oh yeah, you
That was
couldn't bite.
forsaken.
If somebody heard you biting Steve's, oh, you
Uh,
never coming back.
oh
You
man.
never
And they
coming
could
back.
and then what they would do is they would get on the track and rap like they normally rap, and then grab your lyrics and say, "This is the clown sounding like me trying to take what I do."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people go, "Oh, he talking about you, you clown ass." You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Like now it's just like,
Exactly.
here, no, write my verses for me. You know what I mean? But I'll
Yeah.
slide you to publish it and everything. And then the crazy part is the same cats, they want the glory of saying like they a better artist, they're a better rapper or MC than I am or than you are. No, 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 you're a better artist. You might be a better artist, but as far as like pen to pad,
Man, I'll take it even here. You're a better performer.
oh, there it is.
Performer, because artist,
There it is.
rapper, MC, like you can't get none of them titles. It's you're just a performer. Like
Oh,
Michael Jackson was a hell of a performer. He also wrote, so he has an artistry stamp, but he's
and
a
he can
hell of a
sing.
performer,
Let's make
and he
sure
can
we
sing.
say
Oh yeah, no,
I
no,
can
I'm not
sing.
taking that away from him. He can sing, but he was a performer, entertainer. So if you're speaking somebody else's lyrics, great, you're a performer, awesome performer, entertainer, but you can't get artists. You
Mm-mm,
cannot get. You can't get you wait, hold on. You for sure can't get MC. You for
mm-mm.
sure can't get that. That's
Not
a
getting
sacred
MC.
title.
Yep.
And you can't be a rapper
Nope.
because you ain't write this.
You didn't write it.
You ain't write this.
You
No.
didn't write it. Now perform, like you said, I give you that.
Yeah.
But and even in the realm of Mike, because we know he was all powerful. You know, like they say in battle rap, he was God tier and all that shit, right?
Right.
But when we say artist and performer, we look at Prince and we go, that's everything that encompasses that because he played 12 instruments.
Whew.
He sang on stage. He sang from falsetto down to baritone, right? He did
Like
all
Prince
these
was stupid.
things. He was crazy with it, right? So we're not
Prince
just
was a
talking about a
mutant.
performer. We're talking about an artist. We're talking about the complete package, right?
Yes. Absolutely. It's Prince was definitely a greater artist than Michael Jackson. I don't care who hates on me about that.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, right. Like it's if somebody in the comments wants to say different, go ahead, meet me there. But
Yeah,
Prince was a better artist, and
yeah,
he knew that.
yeah.
Prince knew that. Michael knew that.
They
Michael
knew
just
it.
had
Everybody knew
showmanship.
it. Yeah, he
Everybody
had
knew it.
showmanship. Listen, and the people that he was around made sure that he was ran by a machine, right?
Yeah,
They didn't make sure that he was ran by, but he was a part of a machine.
yeah,
Prince saw the machine. He said, "Oh no,
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
screwing niggas over."
Oh, he rejected the machine
Yeah, he rejected
publicly.
machine. Yeah, he came out with an artist formerly known as
Yeah, the
the Purple
slave, all
One,
that.
Slay. He did all that, and they hated him for it because he was saying, "Hey, if you don't own any of the music that you're putting out, you belong to them. We are feeding their kids for the next 10 generations. Every time we put out music, they get rich off of it for the next 100 years. Like we're supplying them
Yeah,
and we're getting nothing from it. We're getting pennies on the dollar for it. And now
man.
it's gotten to the point now because more people didn't break away from the machine. Now we're here in the streaming era and we don't own the music. They sold the music to these tech guys. The
Yeah.
streaming services allowed them to take the music for millions of dollars or billions of dollars, and these guys will profit off of it for eternity
Oh
because
yeah.
now the music would just run under a machine that just pumps the music out daily, and the artists will never get paid what they actually do
Never will.
because of
And
it, and it
that's actually
sucks.
one of the reasons why most of my, not even most of, all of my music that I put out is not on DSPs right now.
Mm.
You can only get it on Bandcamp. Now that's a
Mm,
lesser machine,
it
but at
is.
least it's more so direct to consumer. Like I
It
can get
is.
more of the profit from that.
You
The
will.
D and the D it beyond just not getting paid what you should, they retain all the control. So I had a song called Feels Like. It was probably one of my more popular songs, produced by drummer Beezy. When I put it up, it did better in 2 weeks. I don't remember what the exact figure was, but it did better in 2 weeks than the rest of my catalog. Spotify saw that and flagged it as suspicious.
They
And
flagged your song.
they flagged my song. And then they didn't give any type of reasoning as to why they took it down. Suspicious play count. I didn't pay for bots. I never did that. And there was no way I could dispute it. They just took it down. I put it back up, and then a couple weeks later, another song got flagged for suspicious play. On this one, an actual bot farming company got a hold of the link and they ran it through their testing engines. I
Mm,
knew this because I saw a spike that hit like 35,000 and then dropped
mm,
off the next day.
mm.
Oh, that's not me. What is so now I look like I'm the one that paid for a bot. So with DSPs, we don't have any control over who can get a hold of my link, who can
Oh,
press play on it. There's no type of control. Like I love the fact that we're trying to go back to physical merchandise with CDs and vinyl
dope,
and all like
dope.
because now we retain more control. Buy this, listen to it as many times as you want. I still got albums. Where's my yeah, it's in the closet. But I still got my CD wallet, the one that you had to rifle through while you was driving
Yeah,
to find the CD that you
yeah,
want to do.
yeah.
Streaming has messed up the game in ways that we couldn't even anticipate.
Bro, they didn't even care about the artist when they did that. They
No.
had no care about the artist. To them, this was like the music industry is about to crash, and this is our way of dumping this music off and selling off these catalogs and
Yeah.
allowing these guys to take it and do something different. We'll just do a partnership with them, and we'll
Right.
feed them more artists, and they'll just pay us for the artists that we feed to them.
And it came off the backs of like Pirate Bay, Napster,
Exactly.
Kazaa. That's where it came, and even in that hustle, because I pirated some music. I ain't gonna lie,
We all did. We all
but
did. Music and movies. You know,
movies was my thing. I was
Mhm.
bootlegging the mess out of those in high
Crazy,
school.
crazy.
That was my whole hustle.
It was a.
But
It is. It was
it
a whole hustle. Make
was
some
a whole
cash off of
hustle.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
But that was, things like Spotify were derived from things like that. We never thought about the artist pockets when we were bootlegging that stuff. Now that I'm in music professionally, I sat and I thought about it like, why am I paying for some bootleg off? No, I can't do that no more. Let me buy the actual albums. I started
But
getting into that a whole lot more. And then streaming came along. I'm thinking, like, okay, well, I don't necessarily have to buy it. I can just pay for this service and I can get all the music that I want to listen to. It's convenient as hell for us as the consumer.
it
For
is.
us as the artist, it's murder. It's murder
It
for us.
slaughters everything that you're trying to do, especially if you're the type of person that honestly wants to get paid for his music. If I have a 9.99 subscription to Apple Music and Spotify, you will never eat.
Never,
You'll
never.
never eat. It'll take you a billion streams just to get a couple $100,000.
Exactly. If you get that 100,000, because
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of these DSPs are cracking down on what they call fictitious plays.
Hmm.
So if you're an independent artist, my guy Thurs, he put out an album not too long ago. I can't remember the title of it. When I pull it up, I'll say it. But he put out an album not too long ago, and he has some notable names on there: Snoop Dogg, Dre, and a bunch of different names that he's worked with throughout the years. When he's actually put some promo dollars behind it, Spotify took it down
Mm.
because no, this is not what an independent artist normally does. They don't normally get these type of numbers. So even if you do hustle your ass off and promote and fire up these streaming numbers, well, the people who run it like we're not paying our daddies because you're making too much money on your streams. Well, that's fake, and they don't have to say anything about it because, quite
Which is
honestly,
sad.
they set up the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, of
Sad.
course they can make their rules, but
Yeah,
it
which sucks
sucks.
because it is garbage, bro. Because in the
Yeah,
beginning, that's what it was based off of. Farming. Farming the
yes,
music, right? They had the
right.
bootleg farms. They were using all those phones and computers, and they were
Mm.
doing all that, and they were driving all of these artists' music and trying to get them up to 1 million views here and there, and whatever artist it was that they were trying to push.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and just throw Leo Cohen out there and just say, yo, it was him that went to Google and said, yo, we can own this if we get all these guys to put their music on YouTube. So
Mm.
now you got music, you got podcasts, you got everything. That was he was one
Mm.
of them guys,
What was the name you said again?
Leo Cohen.
Oh yeah, got you. Got you. Leo
He was one of
Cohen.
them,
Yeah,
yeah, one of the main ones. All of them was behind it, and he sat there and act like he didn't. He wasn't the one at the top of the hill, dude. But all of them signed off on it.
exactly.
They were all doing it, and then they were all doing the farming, the
Yeah.
music farm. Like all of them were doing it. So now, when a guy like you or myself says, "I'm gonna upload my music to Spotify,"
Hmm.
and if it hits 100,000 views by the end of the month, we know that it's real because the little bit of money that I did spend on it, it
Yeah.
doesn't it don't affect nobody. But
Right.
they want to know why did they hit 100,000 so fast? Because the little bit of money that I put into it affects the crowd that I have. I have uh my
I have
own
a
crowd.
following.
I have a
I have a
following,
following.
right? So they're listening to the music. They're listening to
Exactly.
music, but you stopping me, you're slowing me down because they hit 100,000. And for
Yeah.
you, you want it to just be 15,000. So you yank it,
Right.
you
Right.
snatch it off. And you say, no, that can't be real. But why was it so real when you was letting these other guys get on here and you were letting them promote their music
That part.
and you had Leo Cohen and you had these other record labels giving y'all $2 million, drowning out
Man.
the guys that are small like us, right? So
Right.
if I only got $1,000 to pay for it, that's my $1,000. Why you
Yeah.
gonna shut me out just because they got a 2 million, $3 million budget and they can promote that guy? His music is okay. The music is trash and it fell off. We didn't notice that the
Right.
nigga been falling off for the last 4 or 5 years. I ain't saying no names, you smiling, but we understand niggas' music. Yeah. We know niggas' music been falling off. We seen it. We
Yeah.
seen it. We know what's up. So
Right.
y'all ain't promote. So y'all gonna promote that, and then when it fall off, it's okay. But you can put the
Right.
money into that. But that's okay. But if I put my little $1,000 into it, and it come out with 100,000, 200,000 over the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
y'all mad about that? That ain't
Because
right.
it kills off the illusion that we need the machine.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
kills off their bottom line. It kills off their control. Of course, they gonna nip the smaller guy in the bud. Like, nah, we can't let nobody
Yeah.
else think that they could do the same thing we do. Might not be at the same scale, but they got more money to work with. So we're gonna throw 2 million into it. Your little 1,000, 15, 2,000 ain't gonna amount to much once I get done playing with my pennies because they got
Billions.
so many millions
Billions.
to
Yeah.
put towards marketing and bot farming and things of that nature. So why make it to where you can actually compete with the little bit that you have? Nah, I got to smash you all the way out.
My goal is not my goal. The whole trick of it is to stomp your fire out so
Yeah,
no one pays attention to that because we don't want you outgrowing our artists who we manufactured. And
yeah,
I'm calling it what it is. Y'all are manufactured, bro. Y'all are manufactured. Everything that y'all do is paid for by people who sit in offices to make sure that your music blows up. If you are an underground artist or independent artist and you do it and you get it the hard way out the trunk or selling t-shirts and CDs and doing all this vinyl and everything out your car or out your own website, that's a hard grind. That take a lot of work to do something like
does
that and do it for years and years and years and years and never get nothing until one day it finally blows up and people
man.
recognize you in the city and in the state and in the tri-state area and in the region, and then you become who you really want to be. You ain't trying to get mainstream success. You just want the
Right.
success of everybody around you and in that region knowing that yo, I'm an ill nigga. And the rest of
Yeah.
y'all don't get that because y'all wanted these record labels to take y'all in. Y'all want them to put a diaper on y'all and give y'all powder and everything, give y'all a bottle, you know what I'm saying, and sit y'all up on the stoop and say, look at what we did, right? And
Right,
then make money
right.
off for you and everything like that. And there's niggas out here who really put in time for the grind. And y'all sound and everything. Some of y'all sounds are cool, but it's manufactured. And I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm mad about is the fact that guys like you, we just said, they stomp out the fire of a guy who
Yeah.
goes out there, he puts in this hard work and he has less resources to do it, but he makes a living off of doing it.
But he
And
makes it happen,
he
and
make
then
it
you gonna
happen.
stomp him out.
Yeah.
Like
But you,
that's
and only thing that you really do to niggas like that is you just make them stronger. You make them upset
yes,
and you make them want to grind harder because they know in the end, no matter what I do, you still gonna be a bitch ass nigga on a streaming site. And I'm gonna be out here doing the hard work and everybody gonna recognize me for it. And when
right.
people speak on our name, they're gonna speak with my name in a different type of reverence than they speak on yours. So that's all I'm saying, man. But I just think that machine, they work too hard to keep certain type of artists from succeeding,
Hmm.
stomping out your music, stomping out my podcast or my music,
Yeah,
like, like cutting those fires off when they get going. Like it sucks.
it
It
does
sucks that they
suck.
do it, you know what I mean? But it's like they're trying to protect their interests and letting artists know that you need us. When a whole key, if you was listening to Jay-Z 5, 10, 7 5, 7, 10 years ago, he was saying it. Y'all don't need the record label. Stop running to the record label. The
He
record
was
label
saying it.
needs y'all.
He was
They
saying it.
need y'all.
He was saying that shit from the jump
For a
because
very long time.
that's how we got Rockefeller,
That's how we, yeah. Yeah,
bully foot
yeah,
in the clubs.
yeah, yeah. Going to the club, showing off, you know what I'm saying, having a good time, and people trying to figure out who are they? Oh, we a record label. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I broke for them. Different guys did it different ways. Cash Money did it a different way.
They
No
did it
Limit did it a
differently.
different way. UGK did it a different way. MJG and
Right.
8 Ball, they did it a different way, man. That's why I
Absolutely.
salute guys like that who had a hard grind and made their bones out here, and went broke doing it and got back
Yeah.
on it and lost everything and came back and was straight because they put in the work. And once you do that, your name is solidified and people can recognize that, bro. And it
Right.
never goes nowhere. It never goes nowhere.
Absolutely.
But when that machine grab you and you think that's what you want, I understand. Like I hear people talk, I'd rather have a machine do it. I understand that, but being a guy like Tech Nine,
I was just about to say
E40,
his name,
come on,
bro.
talk
Tech
about it.
Nine.
Being a Tech Nine, being an E40, and having that hard grind,
Too short.
too short. Like I walk away from the record label and I go, yo, I own more than I lost.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's the work ethic that goes involved because that's what ends up happening with a lot of people who end up going to a label. Like you said, I just want the machine to do it. I don't want to worry about that part. And that's all well and good. If you know you don't have that type of focus, please go to the machine and then don't be surprised when they tell you what to wear and how to put your shoes on and how to put your hat on and cut your hair when you need to because they run the show. It's their dollars behind you. But if you want complete autonomy, you can't be afraid to put in the sweat equity, the blood, sweat, and tears in order to make the thing work. That means you might have to go without a couple meals. That might
Mhm.
mean you have to stay home a little bit more. You can't go on that trip with your lady, with your dude. You can't do these things that you want to do because you got this one thing you're working on. I think it's that sacrifice a lot of cats are afraid to put in, and that's why they end up going to a major because
Yeah,
it's like, well, they handle all that,
yeah. To
but
any
that comes
rappers,
with
yeah, to any young black men who are rappers, you want to be a rapper. Here's a sign that you in the wrong room when you know they about to try and get you. They
hmm.
tell you to put on one of them crop tops that women wear.
Nah, granddad, this is like a
Yeah,
new thug lap.
yeah.
What you do is you take it off, and that's where the gun and all your weed and
Hmm.
all that go.
Yeah. Was it
Nigga, you
Thugnificent?
wearing a skirt.
Yeah,
That's what
you were in
you
the school.
wear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sign number two, when they start putting makeup on you and they say you look pretty.
Hey, look. If somebody called me pretty, I know I'm in the wrong
You in
room,
the
bro.
wrong room.
I'm in the
I'm
wrong
just letting
room.
y'all know. I'm just letting y'all know.
And if you into that, by
If
all
that's what you
means,
do,
do what you do. I'm not shitting on anybody who likes to wear makeup and put on and paint their nails. I'm just it's just not me. It's not the kind of person I want to represent for myself.
mhm.
And I don't want anybody to put that on me that I no, I'm good. I'm good.
Sign number three. Sign number three. All right.
Speak on it.
All right. When you standing there, they telling you that you look pretty, and a bunch of men start coming around you and say, "Yeah, you do look pretty. You look real good." Yeah.
Oh no. You might be in Diddy's house.
It might be some baby oil in the back for that viscosity.
Oh,
You understand me?
not the viscosity, bro.
For that viscosity. So get ready. Get ready now. A lot of y'all now, if you into that sort of thing, I ain't knocking you. Like Danny Boy said on the song. I ain't mad at you.
Right,
Like you like what you
right.
like. Pac and them said all that, but you know, I'm just letting you know if any of that start happening, and they might flag me for this. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. It's too far into the podcast.
I'm
If
about to say you
people
can
ain't
always
listening,
cut it
yeah,
and
nah,
re-upload it.
it's too far into the podcast. I'm gonna
I
have to
bet.
I have to chop out this as a clip for them to
There
come
you
back around
go.
and check this out right there,
There you
right
go.
quick. But I'll do that just to see what'll happen. But they ain't gonna do that. Yeah, those are the signs. So if you if you hanging out at one of these shows or you backstage and makeup comes out, and you turn around and look, and they say, "Oh my God, you are beautiful,"
And you
and
got
they
on
didn't.
blush and foundation and
Yeah, and you wasn't beautiful before you. They didn't call you beautiful before that. You know what time it is.
yeah.
Ask yourself, do I really want to stay for what happened next?
Hmm. Hmm. Right. See how long they dangle that carrot
Mm-hmm.
because they love to
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When your jeans go from looking regular and they fit the way they supposed to, and now you got on skeins instead of jeans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Skeins.
Yeah.
You got on
You got
skeins.
on
I'm
skeins, my
using
guy.
that.
Yeah. You got on
I'm
skeins
using
instead of
that.
jeans. You
You got
know?
on skeins, my G.
Check around you. See who's around you. Are your homies still around you? Or is there more industry plants around you?
Is
Pay
your real
attention.
one still around you?
Yep.
That's the big thing. Like you got to keep your real ones around you. That's gonna let you know what's really
Mhm.
taking place.
Yep.
Ooh,
And when they there, are you telling them that they hating?
ha.
Or are you listening to them and you're going, yo, maybe it's best if I do take this off because this look really weird to my homies and to myself and my mom and I'm gonna see this and
Right.
that, they don't want me wearing skeins. You know what I mean? And
Schmediums. A
schmediums.
schmedium shirt.
Yeah. We don't want you doing that to yourself out there, man. So yeah, I just pay attention to the signs, man. There's some other signs, but if that starts to happen to y'all, don't say brother O, big O didn't warn you, man. He didn't look out for you, man.
There
I always
it
try to look out for y'all, man. I don't want y'all to go through that, man. I hear stories.
is.
I hear stories, and I hear about some of these guys, that I hear about that viscosity, and that
Yo, that word is wild right now in
yeah,
context. The viscosity. I get
viscosity.
it's when you get to the cosity that you just
Mm.
hear the thickness.
Yeah. Ah, it's tearing you up, man. God bless you though, if that's what you choose to do, man. I
That's
say
just
this,
saying.
you tougher than I am.
Hey, if you can sit there with a smile on and take it,
You
you ain't nobody I can retire for with. You ain't nobody I can
got
mess
to be
with.
a strong MF to do that, bro. So
Hell yeah. You
yeah.
got it.
So all right, we got to get out the subject of that, man, because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You don't want to
I,
get piss nobody off. Come on.
no, I want to piss them off. Like we can piss them off if we want. It'll help out. You know what I mean? But
Of course.
let's talk about projects.
Okay.
When did you do your first project?
First project came out 2007.
Okay.
It was a series, it was a mixtape series called Ground Up. Started off with Breaking Ground, it was the first mixtape, then it was The Foundation, then it was Skyscraper. Uh let's see, Foundation ended up coming out around 2008, and then 2009 I released Skyscraper.
Okay.
That was my first series of projects. I don't know where Ground Up is. My brother, I think, has a copy of it, and I keep telling him to burn it, but he won't. He's gonna hold
Mm-hmm.
on to that. It was trash. There were a couple cool ideas on it, but yeah, it was trash. And then Foundation, I was definitely more proud of.
Okay.
Skyscraper was where my sound started to kind of take shape.
There we go. That's what I was going to ask you next.
Yeah, that's
When did you
that's where I
decide to find
started
your
to
sound?
that's where I started to understand my style of rhyme. That's was like me and my brother call it shoestring rhyming, where it's this thought kind of dovetailed into this concept,
Okay.
and this word dovetailed into this line of thinking. Like it's just kind of if you follow it all the way through, it makes sense towards the end when you get to the bunny knot.
Okay. Okay. Now, in this process, where are you on creating the music yourself? Were you doing it the entire time?
So I dabbled in producing. I dabbled, but I never really got into it fully. I got Fruity Loops and I started messing around with that, making a couple beats, chopping up samples, and then even messing around with original sounds. But it never really was my thing that well because I'm way too. I wanted it to be perfect out the gate
Okay.
because I was already working on rhyming, so I just wanted the beat to match. So I'd always go to people that I felt could match what I was doing. So I started off first with um, he's a DJ now, kind of a famous DJ, DJ Artistic. We went to the same high school. We were both in Jack and Jill together, and I found out he made beats. He gave me my first beat,
Okay.
and then I worked with another guy. I call him Big Kev, but that's what's I know his name is Kevin. I can't remember his last name right now, and that's he's gonna mess me up when he sees me. But I started working with his beats because we were making beats together at my friend Jasper's house. I would get on Fruity Loops for a second, and then he jump on, but he was killing me. So I'm like, yeah, let me rap on yo beats. From him, I ended up working with just kind of no name producers, and then I met my brother. So my older brother did not grow up with me, and me and my younger brother were making beats together. But when I met my older brother, I was 19, maybe 20. He was a powerhouse already. He
Mm.
was chopping beats, he was rhyming, he was singing. Like, I think I'm good. He's on another stratosphere with his rhyming. Like, it's you gonna need a thesaurus, a dictionary, and maybe the first set of the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Them
So
early joints.
the early ones where
Yeah.
everything was cataloged. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Those. But I started rhyming over his beats, and that's when I started to find the perfect match. Now he has other things that he's working on. So if it's not him, then I'll work with my guy Drummer Beezy. There are a couple other producers on YouTube that I mess with. What's the dude's name? Blue Magic, Epic Beats, Epic the Don Beats, Curtis King's Beats, and a couple other handful of producers. But if I can work with my brother, it's a shutdown. It's a
All right.
shutdown. I love working with him. So I never made my own beats. I always use somebody else's.
Okay. All right. So my next question to you, because I'm gonna get into some of these questions I got.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Let's we deviate a little bit.
yeah. No, it's okay. We need that. We need that. We need that. We gotta have fun doing these interviews,
Absolutely.
podcasts, and everything. That's the whole point of it. Um, Artists that I should know or the audience should know that they should check out
Oh yeah, like I just said,
currently.
My older brother, Minister Hyde, he just changed his stage name. First off, if you're a fan of my brother, he is always gonna change his name every 5 years. So just get used to that shit.
Okay.
But Minister Hyde, let me go through my little Rolodex here because there's a couple people I need to make sure I shout out. Anthony Gray, um, Unspoken Views, St. James, else Stoop Kid from the Valley, Deltron Black, and Destruct. There's a couple other names I'm probably gonna forget, and if I forget it, charge it to my head, not my heart. But yeah, these are some of the artists that people I rock with on stage. Either
Okay.
they show it. Oh, Skrillafornia, almost forgot him.
Mm.
Um, these are people that I build with. I love working with them. Their stage presence is unmatched. I haven't seen anybody rock stages like these guys have. And then, of course, last but not least, my guy, he's no longer with us, but he goes by Shylight, Chylite. That was my rap partner for a long, long time, maybe about
Okay.
5 or 6 years, but he passed away in 2003. His anniversary is coming up on the 27th. So, yeah, but a lot of these people I've worked closely with, either I have a good rapport with them, they've either sunned me on stage or I've sunned them on stage, and we
Okay.
came back and we started swinging again. So
Okay.
definitely.
All right. Go back to one of them, Deltron
Mhm.
Black.
Yeah.
Does he get his name from listening to
His actual name is Deltron. So
Deltron?
it's
Okay.
it's
All
not
right.
to
All
be
right.
mistaken with Deltron 3030. Not
Okay.
not
That's where I was going. That's where I
right.
was
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
When I
okay.
my so he and my wife were friends growing up, and he grew up in Pasadena, and my wife back in high school used to hang out in Pasadena a lot. She was dating
Okay.
somebody out there, this back in high school, so I can say this, but she was dating somebody who was friends with him, and she wanted me to meet him for a long time. And then when she told me his name, I had the same thought you had. It's like Deltron. This wait, are you trying to introduce me to, like, who do you think? Deltron 3030? And she was like, I don't know who that is. Oh, okay.
Right.
Don't worry
Right.
about it. It's fine. It's
That's
not.
what I
It's
was
not what I
thinking.
think it is.
That's what I was in like, oh shit, he like a little brother, a cousin or something like
Yeah,
that,
right.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
but he's dope though. He's Deltron Black. He's dope as hell. He throws shows out in the Valley and the greater Los Angeles area. And that's actually one of the first people I went to when I got back into performing.
Mhm.
He was somebody I can go to all the time, and he always has a stage open for me.
All right, cool. So drop let's just drop back in for a little bit on
Mm-hmm.
one of your homies that passed. Shy Light.
Yeah.
So did y'all grew up together?
We did not grow up together. I met
Okay.
him through a showcase with Deltron Black. We actually met, like, I want to say 2016, 17.
Okay.
I was just finishing up with school, going to AI, my second time going to school, because I did go to college after I graduated from 2003. And then I didn't graduate. I graduated from high school, and then I was supposed to graduate in 2007, but didn't. I ended up
Okay.
going back to school, getting my degree there. And afterwards, I started performing again. I met Shy Light. He heard some of my mixes on stage, and he was like, I need some of that for my music.
Okay.
So we started our relationship there. I was his engineer. He was a paying client.
Okay.
He kept coming back to me to
Mm.
mix some of his stuff. And
Okay.
then one day I said, like, and I'm really slow to have people come to my studio setup because I always mix from my home, as you're in it right now. So we got comfortable enough where I was like, come on in, you can sit in on one of the mixes. And just chopping it up with him, we have very different rhyming styles, but
Mm.
just chopping it up with him, I was like, yeah, I think I could do a project with this dude. So I called him up after one of our sessions, and from there, we just started working. It was supposed to be a little 5-track EP. 3 EPs later,
Mm.
you know what I mean? He's one of the reasons why I don't like micromanaging, because when we started working together, he was like, I want to know how to film like you film. I
Mm.
bet, watch me. So I filmed him, and he paid attention to me as I was filming him. Then he was like, all right, let me film you. And he started taking the camera. I was like, all right, how do you feel about this shot? I bet. Do it like this. All right, cool. Couple pointers, ace with the camera at that point.
Gotcha.
And we just we just built a camaraderie, a brotherhood. And he was somebody I could always bounce rhymes off of.
Yeah.
I didn't mind being in the same room writing with him. He didn't mind being in the same room writing with me. And we both looked at the studio the same way. Like, nah, outsiders don't need to come in until we done cooking. And then you can come in and give your 2 cents if we want it. But he passed rather suddenly, but we still working. We still working through it.
Dope, dope, dope. You guys' chemistry led to 3 EPs. So
Mm-hmm.
that's obviously means that you guys, you work well together, like you said, with videography and everything like that. Were they having that? Was there anybody else that you met that had that same type of chemistry with you?
Um, well, I mean, my brother definitely has the same
Okay.
type of chemistry with me. As far as the work ethic, there are people that I can work with. We haven't found I haven't found anybody that could, and I don't want this to sound cocky, but keep up with the same level of work that I do.
Hmm.
It's not to say that they can't do work. It's how I get down might not match how they get down. And it's just some type of there's always some type of ego trade. With me and Shy, like, we never had much of an ego trade. He knew he was dope. I knew I was dope, and never the two clashed heads. So I
He
think
just
that
worked
made
at
it.
the same pace with
We
you.
worked at the same pace. He definitely wanted to learn a lot from me. I had a lot of things I needed to learn from him. So it worked. So as far as anybody else that could share that same space, I can't say that there was anybody that I would give that same type of rapport to at the
Okay.
moment. That's not to say it won't happen, but
Yeah.
at the moment.
Real quick, just so people know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to him? Go ahead and
Shy like,
explain.
yeah, so it's not a problem. Stupid accident. He was driving his motorcycle. Some An 80-year-old dude was driving, and I'm not sure exactly. They ruled it that he was at fault. Shy Light was, but he was crossing an intersection as he was coming home from work. It was like 11 o'clock,
Mm.
and the guy T-boned him.
Wow.
Yeah, and we found out the guy was like 80 some odd years old, should have been wearing glasses the whole nine, but
Shouldn't even been
insurance
outside,
company
huh?
found him. Shouldn't have been outside with it, honestly. But the insurance company found Shy Light at fault. So
Hmm.
yeah, my mama Shy Light is still dealing with a lot of those legal issues and trying to get
Wow.
insurance claims and all that.
Wow. And they're saying it's his fault.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure how
crazy.
they. I didn't get into the details of it as to why they said that because they did provide that, but because it just would have pissed me off.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could do about it once the insurance company makes that ruling. And I'm sure I'm sure at the end of the day, they said it was his fault because he's not here. He's not
Wow.
here to defend himself. That's
Can't
that's
defend
my
himself.
thinking on it.
Yeah. Messed up. Messed up. All right. Moving off that, getting
Yeah.
back to some MC shit.
Yes, sir.
Name your top MCs from the West Coast all time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have to do this. I have
No,
to do
no,
this.
no. I'm not mad at you. I'm not
You
mad
can't
at
be. You
you.
can't be. You gotta take that.
Oh no. Take that, take that, take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No baby
Um
oil. No baby oil. No baby oil. You gotta take that.
I ain't mad at it. All right, let's see. Let's go. This is no order, so I'm gonna go. My favorite artist.
Mhm.
I don't want to be too cliche because Kendrick is in the list, but I'm gonna say him last. But I'm not gonna say that word right now. Let's go. Exhibit.
That's one.
Then let's go. Razzcast.
Ooh, that's two. I didn't
Right.
expect that. I didn't
Hey,
expect
come
that.
on now.
I didn't expect
Um,
that. Salute to Razzie.
Salute, man. Cron Don from Strong Arm Steady.
Mm,
And then I gotta put Quick in there.
really?
Was
Okay.
he
Okay.
wasn't always the nastiest rhymer, but you could not deny his bop anytime he got on the beat. You couldn't deny it. So I gotta put him in there. And then Kendrick.
All right. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I like that listening. At
You
least
went you went regional specific. I thought she was
I have
gonna
to be.
say all
No,
time, but I ain't
no,
mad
no.
at you.
That's next. That's coming up next.
Okay,
I'm
bet,
gonna drop that
bet.
in there next. But I had to hear what my man from the West Coast, the left coast, was gonna say
Yeah.
about his region. I gotta see. You know what I'm saying? See what he on. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
I'm sure that I'm missing some
Of
names too.
course, you're gonna
I'm sure I'm
always
missing
miss a
some names.
name. I'm sure
Ah,
you're gonna miss a name, but that's why these questions are set up this way, and I don't let you know them because you can sit at home for weeks to a month and go over
absolutely.
all these, and sit there, and then you get on, you give me these punk ass uniform answers that you had time to sit and discuss,
Hey
and that's
man, I
lame.
like to be prepared. I like to be
No, we ain't doing
prepared.
none of that. We ain't doing that. The only answers that you should know about is where you grew up, what side of the neighborhood you was from, what
Hey,
school you went to, and what was your music background. And after that, that's when I started going in. You
no,
understand what
go
I'm
in. Let's
saying?
do it.
Yeah.
Let's make
Yeah.
it happen.
All right. So here we go with the next question.
All right.
5 producers you would like to work with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that one.
Hmm.
Five producers. See, it used to be Timberland in that list until he did what he did.
And we still have to cover that, but go ahead.
And we know we still gotta cover that. We'll get to it.
Hmm.
But obviously DJ Quick, Battle Cat. I definitely want to work with Dre, although I don't know if he's too much dabbling in production these days.
He still is.
Um, he still is okay. Then
Hmm.
Dre, um, uh, um, Odyssey,
Okay.
and then I need who else do I need that can give me that? Damn, I almost wanted to go into it, but I'll put DJ Premier on there just because of nostalgic
Okay.
reasons. For nostalgic
Gotcha.
reasons, there's another name I can't think of right now, and I can see the production in my head, but we'll leave it right there right now. I'm solid with that.
I'm surprised you didn't even say quick.
I did say quick. Did I not say quick?
I don't remember hearing quick. Maybe you
I
did.
feel like I said quick. I said
Maybe you
quick,
did.
Dre.
Oh, you probably did. Okay.
Yeah, no, quick is definitely in
Yeah.
there. Quick, Dre, Battle Cat. That was the West Coast. Quick, Dre, Battle Cat. Then Odyssey, and then I said Primo for the boom bap piece.
Yeah. What do you think of Jelly Roll?
What do I think of Jelly Roll?
Yeah.
I don't have too much of an opinion on that one. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I don't really have too much of an opinion.
Go listen to some of that exhibit. You're gonna hear Jelly Roll on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to.
Yeah, he got a crazy bop to his beats,
I'm gonna listen to that.
man. All right.
If you said Dimrick, I would have had something to say. But
No,
yeah,
no, 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 Jelly Roll.
I got you. I'm gonna listen to that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. 5 artists all time you would like to work with, dead or alive.
All time,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
all time.
Yeah, man. That's
Okay,
why you're
bet.
here. That's
No,
why
no,
you're here.
bet that I would like to work with. Number one that I want to work with is Anderson Paak. I definitely want to work with him because his drum cadences are crazy,
Sweet.
crazy. I would love to do a track. I would be so intimidated to do it, but Pharoah Monch, I'd
You
be
would really go after that? Woo!
I would do my best. Look, it's like
Yeesh.
lacing up and getting on a court with Kareem. You know you're gonna lose,
Yeah.
but you're gonna learn something about yourself after that game.
You gotta try hard.
Uh,
You gotta
like I
give
would
it your
try
best.
hard. I would love to do a track with Q-Tip.
Mm, dope.
I think that would be sick. Who else do I want to do a track with? I always said Bruno Mars. Bruno
Mm,
Mars is somebody I like what he does. His voice is stupid. Like
crazy.
why do you sound like that?
Yeah.
That and
Crazy
then
range. Crazy
crazy
range.
range.
Crazy
And
range.
even though he's not, oh wait, I'll say this one. Fonte from Little Brother.
Mm,
Fonte from
mm.
Little Brother. Now I was gonna say Andre 3000, but he's been playing around with our emotions too much. And he put
Nah,
out a
he ain't.
flute album, and we was all expecting him to rap. And I'm
No.
still not over that. Still not over that.
It don't even bother me that he did it. You wanna know
It
why?
doesn't bother me. As a fan. He's in my top five. As a fan, I feel like you shortchanging me, guys. I don't like that shit. But on some artistry shit, I understand. I definitely understand.
I think it's the artistry, and I don't think he wants to commit to it and put
Right.
that much energy into it anymore.
Right.
You know,
And
of
I get that
rapping,
completely.
of rapping. I know he can do it.
Absolutely.
I don't think he can do it. I know he can do it. I just think that Three Stacks just doesn't really want to give that effort into doing rap music. You know,
And he, yeah, as he said in interviews, it's like, what do I have to talk about? And we know he has a
nah,
lot he
bullshit. You
can't
got a
talk about.
lot of
Right.
Stacks. You got a lot to talk about, man. That's the frustrating part that you said that.
Yeah,
The artist who did this for so long and had a diamond album, dude. You got
bruh.
a lot to talk about. Your
So
whole
much.
journey in the last 5 to 7 years is a lot to talk about, brother. You got
Exactly.
plenty to talk about. That ain't the problem. It's are you comfortable with telling your story, your actual story in this music? Are you
I
comfortable
like
with that?
that.
Huh? That's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
that.
Because with that, we understand why Jay Electronica never wanted to put out music.
Man,
He was worried about what people would think when they heard it.
talk about a juggernaut rhymer. That dude will flip your top right there, bro.
Hmm.
Like he got a perspective on him.
Crazy,
Absolutely.
crazy way to rhyme and put New Orleans into his raps, and then put the
Yeah.
Nation of Islam and religion
Bruh.
into his rap, and then talk about the street in his rap, and then give you his struggle and his pain in his rap. There
All
ain't a
in
lot of
a
guys,
16 bar verse.
bruh,
Stupid.
bruh, and then at the end of it, tell you that the Anunnaki is on their way back, bro.
Right. The Anunnaki is coming,
Yeah,
bro.
the
Like you
spaceships are on their way, fam.
exactly. Like
The
we all
spaceships are
getting
on their way.
we getting taken back. Don't trip. We
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But let me just give you the 16 bars, and you won't even recognize
Right.
what
And
I'm
I'm gonna let
saying.
you breathe. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let you have this
yeah.
whole
And then you
something
at
right
the end,
quick.
you just go, "What the fuck? What did he just say at the end?"
And he's one of them rhymers that make you have to rewind his shit. You gotta rewind it to catch it. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of that's been missed too. People don't get that replay factor. Man, I go on tangent about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I was gonna say Andre, but I'm gonna say Fonte
Okay.
because I like his cadence. I like
Okay.
his cadence on how he rhymes, and I like that he does his own vocals too. So,
Mhm.
and I just been a fan of Fonte since
Yeah.
2003.
Dope MC. Dope MC. Dope MC.
Yeah.
All right. So earlier this summer, man, we were all sitting around minding our business, creating music, uh, trying to get an understanding of this whole product that they were shipping out there. If it's intelligence, it isn't artificial. And if it's
Hmm.
artificial, it isn't intelligence.
Yeah.
We all using these things last year, this year, it's progression, it's getting better and better and better and better. Boom. Someone decides to pay some of our top producers. I don't know what the money was like, but you can tell during his interview he didn't really give a care what happened to rap music. To me, that's what I heard. That's what it
Mm.
sounded like to me. It's like, okay, I don't care what y'all say to me or whatever. They
Right.
paid me already. I got my bag. I don't really care no
I
more.
got what I needed.
Yeah, so y'all can say whatever about me. Y'all can hate me. Y'all can be haters. Y'all can be jealous of me, whatever. But I took everything and I did it this way.
Yeah.
So come to find out, I thought it was a bunch of bull. I'm like, no, dude ain't going. He ain't gonna go that route because he's a co-producer. Like
Oh, coded.
he gave us some of the best, some of the top music from the late '90s to the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
He was working with Missy Elliott. He was working with
Aaliyah, Genuine,
Aaliyah. He's working Genuine, Magoo. He's working with what's the other one name?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. There's another one missing. Tweet. He was working with these artists.
Tweet. Yep. There you
He's
go.
working with a couple of other female artists that was there as well. Truth. He was working with the Truth.
Oh
He was
yeah.
doing different music with these type of artists, and then you hear that he jumped on an AI program
Suno.
and said that he just made this cold beat. Fam, when I went and listened to the beat and I heard that,
Yeah,
I
that
went,
way.
whoa, what?
That
What?
way.
And I went back and I rewound it
Yeah.
and I said, nah. So
Bro,
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a parody when I heard it.
I still have the original screen recording when I first heard that beat on TikTok.
I follow that guy.
Yeah.
So when I heard it, I was like, yo, no, that ain't like okay, maybe they doing a mashup project together and that's just his way of using
Mm,
this. That's what I thought. I was like, and then I go into my group chat with my group and they like, yo, Tim, they like Tim foul.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, so it's real. He's like, no, go back and listen to the whole thread or the live that he did for that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to be shitting me. Like you actually did that. And you proud of it.
So like you, when I first heard it, I felt like until I watched the whole clip, but I felt like it was probably taken out of context to where he fed the beat in, and then the AI warped it towards the end to do add some more extra melodics to it. Come to find out, it was he just fed it in there, and then that's what they kicked out, and it did a very bad job of covering his tracks because it left that tag in there. Especially when you listen to the audio, the sonics of how that tag was warped was like, oh yeah, you couldn't take that out. That's essentially
There
what
was there
that
was
the
there
AI
was no
couldn't take it
way.
out.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And
So,
because he did it live, he had no idea of who this guy really was.
well, according to K Fresh, he said that he does have contact with Timbaland, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was an interview that Curtis King did. Ooh, I want to say 2 months ago now, but or towards the middle of summer, about around the time when that whole debacle happened, where he talks about Timbaland has a connection to him. Like either they traded numbers or they have like 2 degrees of separation. But and then with that beat specifically, it was shopped to was a Ghostface, and
Mm.
it wasn't until Ghost heard Timbaland's clip he was like, "Oh, I need that beat," and then that's when Timbaland was like, "You need to go to this producer to get that beat." So there was more behind it, but it was still foul. It was still, and that got me to thinking, like, and I'm not the only one who shares the sentiment. How long has Timbaland been feeding our music? Because he had uh, a platform when he was letting artists play their music for him. How long has it been feeding our music into the system? And then how long has he been training his producer, his AI producer, Baby Timbo, on our music?
Well, wow, because remember he had that beat, what was it, the beat circuit or whatever he
Yep,
had? That beat club. He
exactly.
had the beat club,
The
right?
Beat Club
And he
too.
had like 10 or 12 producers. Whatever happened to those guys? Men or women. Whatever happened to them? He had those guys. What
Yeah,
happened to them?
I haven't the slightest clue.
We don't know what happened to those guys. I'm clueless on that one. I'm flabbergasted because I don't know. Like you pick these specific people out to help you
Right.
work on industry music or say that you were going to help them get into the industry and get involved in creating music.
Exactly.
And I'm not even sure what happened to any of them.
Neither do I. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we look at somebody like Timberland and taking the bait like that, especially with a company like Suno, who's known to use copywritten music into their open AI,
Mm.
and not saying anything about it and letting people make their own creations behind it. But my issue really is you're allowing the propaganda to permeate. And then when the owner of Suno says the creation of music has now become it's not fun. It's boring. It's you have to get really good at an instrument before you can, make some music. That's kind of half the reason why we spend as much time as we can, or as much time as we do as we can, as we're allowed to, because it takes that much skill to get that good. That's the
Because you
only
want to be
reason
that
why,
good.
and you want to be that good. That's the only reason why we pay our money to listen to somebody, to go to a concert and watch them do it live, which is a whole nother conversation. I don't like that people are rapping to their own lyrics on stage, but that's something different.
Yeah, I don't know
But
what's wrong with y'all over rapping over your own songs. Well, like what happened
uh,
to y'all? But keep on going, keep
yeah,
on going.
yeah,
Like
that's a cardinal
I
sin.
don't, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's you're Timberland, somebody who did perfect their craft, and now you're going to the very person who's saying, "I don't want to perfect my craft. I just want to press a button and get it done." You're taking the heart and soul out of it, and now
You don't want to work.
you don't want to work. Well, this person certainly don't want to work, and Timberland is trying to be innovative. I want to believe that he's doing this from a place of genuine curiosity, that he just finds it that intriguing,
I
that
just
he
think he
wants
took
to
a
figure
check.
it out. I mean,
I just think he took a check. That's all.
I think so too. It's starting to look that way, but the
Listen,
naivety in me wants to believe he's
and
just that intrigued.
I hear you because sometimes I want to be as positive as you are, my brother. But right now, at this point in time, we're talking about a guy who's a millionaire who has his own sound, and that sound can only be imitated and duplicated. It's not the
Right.
original because he created that and he did that. So when you telling
Absolutely.
me you using a program to help you create better music, I look at that and I go, I'm not sure about that because no one has the sound that you have.
Right. Right. It don't sound. I even heard the new video. I didn't watch it, but I heard the song from his AI artist. It don't even sound like a good rendition of a Timberland beat.
Mm.
Like it got the groove, it got the swing, and it's all it's all the things. And to somebody who wasn't there, who wasn't in the skating to a lot of Timberland classics,
Yeah.
you would listen to that and be like, "Oh man, this is killer." But like, yeah, but nah, this I don't even hear the famous Timberland beatbox in the background. He beatbox almost on all his beats.
Or that off beat on beat that he does, to
Yeah,
mess with the drums and the kick, cop, pop, boom, boom, boom,
exactly.
cop,
That
cop,
and it
cop, cop.
creates that movement
Yeah,
that just make like
yeah.
how is he
That
making it?
fluctuation. Yeah.
How is he making that happen? But it's not even there. So somebody who don't know, who wasn't there back then, of course they're gonna like it. And I think that's what he's banking on. It's the next generation that don't know. And then unfortunately, the next generation is gonna see what he's doing and
Gonna
replicate
copy that. Yeah.
and copy that.
They're
Oh, well,
not gonna do
Timberland
the
did it. I could
research.
do it.
They're not gonna do the research and see who Timbaland really is and how he really
Right.
put that together. This
I'm not
generation
gonna do
now
it
doesn't do it.
at
Very
all.
careless about it.
It's
Crazy.
truly sad. I don't like it. And I try not to it comes across my timeline, but I try not to pay attention to it because it'll just make me upset. And I can't be worried about what that man is doing. But until it becomes a place where I have to, because now that's where it's going. Like I think a lot of people are starting to go towards. I had somebody DM me the other day saying, "What you think about this track?" And it was a AI beat making program. He rapped into the mic and then allowed the program to quantize his vocals to it.
Mm,
Sounded terrible.
mm.
It sounded terrible, but that's where we at. That's where we at.
It
And I
is the lack of creativity. People taking the easiest road to do what they're trying to do. Um,
But social media it has a hand in that too.
Yeah, it's all part of what they're trying to do. So
Yeah,
you know what, I ain't completely mad at them. I just hope that the people who are creative continue to create. I don't mind you using it.
yeah,
I don't mind you using it if it makes certain tasks for you easy while you do the harder part of the job that you're trying to
that
do. If it
too.
makes the harder part of the job easier and allows you to free up time and do a lot of stuff better, I don't
Right.
mind it. Like, go ahead, go after that. Do what's best for you, you know. But I don't want it to be a thing like where everybody just completely relies on that, and then they
Yeah.
take away from the actual creativity of the work, right? The value of the work, the journey of going through it and making the work happen. Because once you eliminate that, you won't appreciate what it is that you were doing anymore. To me, that's how I see it, you know.
Facts. No,
And then
I'm
what you're
with
saying
you.
is that everybody else can do what you do. They can do what I do. They can do what anybody else does.
Right.
You know what I'm
And it's
saying?
and that's simply not the case
It's
because
not.
you ain't put in the man hours to learn how to work these things. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think as a tool, I don't think it's bad. But as a creative engine, it's use it, but you're gonna find out real quick what has soul and what doesn't. You'll try to figure out all day, like why does this feel good and my little thing that I press a button for doesn't. How can I? You can't replicate human effort and creativity. You just can't do it. You just
Sure,
can't.
yes, sir. All right, my man. We're getting to the end. We're getting to the end, my guy.
Oh,
So
word.
I
Okay.
want you to go ahead and let everybody know your website,
Yes, sir.
any music you got coming out. You can go ahead and do your shameless plugging and have fun with that while I sit here and just look cool in my denim shirt, you know.
I bet that'll. All right, yo, what's up with you? It's your man's meticulous and multi-talented Mark W coming at you one more time yet again. How are you? You can follow me on official underscore Mark spelled with two A's W on Instagram. You can go on TikTok, which is Mark W official. I think that's what it is on TikTok. It's the same thing. You'll find me on. The only thing that's different is on Twitter. It's Mark W Live. I got a project coming out. I want to say November, but I don't want anybody to hold me to that. But it's going to be called Park Tabletops. That is going to be the next project I release. You can find it on my website, markw.com, or you can go on my Bandcamp, markw.bandcamp.com. Remember, Mark is spelled with two A's. Yeah, that's all the shameless
Now
plugs I got.
yeah, I have a question about that. Was that done on purpose or was that you were you born that way?
It was done on purpose. So my government name is Mark Whitlock with one A. But every time you put in Mark W online, Mark Wahlberg is gonna pop up. Now, here's what's funny about
Oh,
that. Here's
okay.
what's funny about that.
Okay.
Either Mark Wahlberg or my dad. But the funny thing about it is when I was a kid, I hate the name Marky Mark because
Mm,
of Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark and the Funky Punch.
I would too.
And then fucking 40 years later, here I am again. Every time you put my name in, Mark Wahlberg is gonna pop up. No hate to him. He had his little run. He did, but yeah, I changed
Mark
it to two
Wahlberg,
A's.
you did well for yourself.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
beautifully for himself,
Oh
and he
yeah.
left rap alone like he was supposed to.
So,
Uh, but that's why I changed it to two A's so I could be easier to find.
all right, cool. Um, one question I got for you.
Oh,
There's a
snap.
yeah, there's a West Coast MC that that you didn't say anything about. His name is Crooked Eye.
Oh, nigga, I did.
I'm disappointed, man. I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
I'm gonna turn this off and
son.
cry, my guy.
Nah, don't. Ah, damn. I did. Ah,
Yeah,
I did not mention Crooked Eye.
one of the illest
Blasphemy.
niggas ever, ever.
Blasphemy. Yes.
And I'm talking about this in rap, period.
No, I completely agree with you. Fucking all the slaughterhouse for that matter. But
Mm,
damn, I did
yeah,
not mention Crooked Eye. You know what's funny?
didn't.
So I used to be in a group, Lost Dialect.
Okay.
We still got stuff online you can find if you care to look it up. But we got this beat from producer G Rocker. We jumped on the beat and I thought we did a pretty good job.
Okay.
We put it up on and it flagged on YouTube saying it
Mm.
belonged to somebody else. It was Crooked Eyes Group. If you ask me, because it was a squad track.
Okay.
But I think we had the better song. That's just me.
Repeat that. Repeat it again. Say, if you ask me what, say it again because
If
it
you
cut off.
ask, I got you. If you ask me, I think we had the better song.
Okay.
They had the better bars because it was a squad track. But I feel like we had the better song. All the same, all love to Crooked I. Definitely one of the illest to come out of the West Coast, one of the illest with a pen. And he could definitely tear down a cipher, tear down a record. You're right. I did not mention Crooked I, and that's blasphemous. I will take my lumps and I'll take this L. I'm gonna hold that, put it in my back pocket. Like that's definitely.
No, put it right there. Put it right there.
Oh no, we here with it. That's the new merch. I'm holding that L. That's the new merch. We holding that L. Damn.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, I just wanted to make sure I got that out the way before I got out here because it would hurt my heart.
No, I ain't mad at you. No,
I just want you to feel my pain. I just want you to feel my pain,
And I feel the lashes. The lashes.
Yes.
That was needed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and as usual, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. My guest today was Mark Whitlock. Thank you, sir, for joining the podcast. This has been another great episode, and I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me, fam.